Hey friends, so for the past 8 nights, this is where I slept. Right here on the floor, next to my bed, and I kinda loved it. Am I slightly stupid? Probably. To quote the wise Joey Schweitzer, I'm not a doctor, I'm just a dude. This video is for your entertainment and to feed my curiosity. This is my bed. It's nice and big and squishy, and I think it's making my back hurt. Or at least it's not helping. The desk chairs that the school provides also suck. They're wooden, they're right angles, and they also make my back hurt. My back pain is pretty mild, but it's been around since December, and it's really freaking annoying. My roommate Kellen said that he has experienced similar back pain, and he uses the exact same mattress and the exact same desk chair as me, so I have reason to believe that these are part of the problem. Believe it or not, there was a method to my madness. To quote Adam Savage from the Mythbusters, "Remember kids, the only difference between screwing around and science is writing it down." So that's what I did. I started a new notebook specifically for this experiment and future experiments that come after it. Let's dive right on into it. Okay, let's begin at the beginning with the hypothesis. If I sleep on the floor for 7 days, I'll experience reduced upper back pain, ease of waking up, and improved restfulness. As I'm saying this, my back is starting to hurt. I also wrote a procedure so that the experiment can be replicated. Pretty much just covers the way I arrange my sleeping area, how thick the material under me is, because that's pretty important to keep consistent, and it's just folded up to be roughly body sized so I can sleep on it. It's not very thick at all, and people who do this full time use thicker things, so stuff like tatami mats. I've seen people use futons, are pretty common, so this definitely isn't the way that most people do it. I also avoided using my bed during the day, whether that's for sitting on while I read or laying down for a nap, stuff like that. I tried to avoid it. I didn't fully avoid it. It happens. So every morning when I woke up, I wrote down my observations about the previous night. I made sure to include details about how I felt when I woke up regarding my back, the quality of the sleep that I got, and the ease of waking up. So night one was a bit rough. I tossed and turned for about 45 minutes before I actually fell asleep. It took more effort than usual just because I was doing something that my body's not used to. I woke up around 6 a.m. in the middle of REM sleep. And the way I know that is that I remembered my dream right when I woke up. That's a pretty good indicator that you woke up during a REM cycle. I almost decided to get up then, but I figured I should probably just get as much sleep as I can. So I fell back asleep and ended up waking up at 6:52, which is 8 minutes before my 7 o'clock alarm. And I just decided to get up at that point. I noted that my back felt all right. It was pretty good, but the sleep quality definitely wasn't up to its usual standard. Although getting up was very easy. Once I woke up at 6:52, I was like, okay, we're good, and I got up. My back started to ache again that day around 8:30 p.m., which is a lot later than usual. To get rid of that pain, I just laid down on the floor, and it seemed to really help. So night two. Night two was significantly easier to fall asleep. I had done it once, my body was a little used to it, so much smoother. Throughout the night, I woke up briefly at 3:30 a.m. and then briefly again at 6:30, so not perfect sleep all the way through. When I fell asleep after that, actually I shifted from my back to fetal position. So if you're not aware, fetal position is one of the most common sleeping positions. It's related to muscle memory from when you were in your mother's womb. I remember dreaming again during that last 15 minutes, which I don't know if that actually happened. That could have just been a trick of the mind because I don't think you can enter REM sleep that fast. But either way, I got up at 7 o'clock and getting up was pretty easy. My back felt good when I woke up, and throughout the day, my back felt better than usual. So night three, I was up pretty late. I went to bed at 1:20 a.m. and then I slept solidly through the night. The sleep quality felt good, and I laid back down after the alarm because I was comfortable where I was. I took a nap on the floor later that day, and it was around this point that I sort of stopped wanting to use my bed. Every time I did use my bed for studying or reading, my back would start hurting just by sitting on it, and so I would end up having to go down to the floor. So I just eventually cut out that step entirely and just started using the floor as much as possible. There are times when it's inconvenient to lay on the floor. It's not always the best move, so I sometimes do have to use my bed for that stuff, but I've significantly cut back on it. So night 4 was interesting. So I fell asleep accidentally while I was watching a movie. I was laying on the floor, almost all the same conditions for going to sleep, and so I accidentally fell asleep. The lights were on, I had my clothes on. You've done that before. My pillow had been in a weird position. It was a little bit further down on my neck than it usually is. When I woke up at like 3 in the morning to find that I had accidentally fallen asleep, my back was pretty stiff. I then proceeded to arrange my bedding the way I usually have it, fell asleep, and slept the rest of the night. When I woke up, my back was still stiff, but after sort of switching position and dozing for a little while, it seemed to feel a lot better. Night 5, I wrote on this one, wonderful. I slept all night and woke up flawlessly at my 6:30 alarm. My back felt great. I did wear a sweatshirt to bed that night, so that could have had an effect. I might have been cozier. It might have been a little more padding. It wasn't a very thick sweatshirt, but still, that could have influenced things, so I just want to let you know. But to me, this night felt so good, and it was a prime example of the potential that this sort of arrangement has. Night 6. This entry was short. I wrote, woke up feeling great, just a little dehydrated, and back pain was extremely minimal today. Another good night there. I didn't feel the need to elaborate on that. And finally, night 7, I wrote, feeling good, laid back down for a couple minutes after the alarm. Not sure if I want to stop this. Last night was technically night 8, and I slept on the floor again just because I didn't want to go back to making my back hurt, essentially. Okay, so conclusions. This was a cool experiment. I'm glad I did it. My back has been feeling better most of the time. Like I said, it's hurting right now, so it obviously didn't solve the problem. And it's important to note that 7 days is an extremely short amount of time for anything like this. So there's no way that I could get like a full picture of everything. So I think I'm going to keep doing it for a little while, see how it goes, maybe do a little more research into better ways to do this because I don't want to hurt myself. It's funny, there have been a couple of times in the past, like once I slept with a sleeping bag on a boulder with moss on it. So it was like rock, moss, sleeping bag, me. And that was awesome. It was a similar situation. I guess it felt good then and it feels good now, I guess. But yeah, bottom line, I don't want to hurt myself. I'm going to do some more research and figure this out. I did really like it. It was so good. So yeah, right now the plan is to keep doing it for a little while, see how it goes, and then reassess because I do want to see what this looks like played out over a little more time. You know, I'm going to put the pillow. Oh yeah. Actually, if I did end up doing this 100% of the time, I don't know, like part of the benefit is that you don't have to have a bed if you do this, but there's no way I can get rid of this massive bed that I'm putting my feet up on right now. There's no way I could get rid of it because it belongs to the school and there's no storage, so looks like I'm stuck with this very interesting experiment. It's ethical for me to do it to myself because it's myself and I can do whatever I want to myself and you can't do anything about it. If you do know more about this than me, please leave a comment with what you know because I could definitely benefit from that. This has been a weird one. It's also been a fun one. So thank you so much for watching. If you stuck around this long, I appreciate you so much. It's thanks to people like you watching all the way that really make this fun for me. So thank you so much. If you're new here, my name is Sam and I do lifestyle videos and shoe reviews. So if you're into either of those things, make sure you hit subscribe and stick around for more videos like this one. This one's actually weird. I don't know. This one isn't that common, but maybe it will be. If people like it, we'll see. So thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace.